It's time for episode 18. I'm actually quite sad because I know I'm coming to the end of season 2 and there's pretty much only like 4 episodes left, seeing the next 2 episodes are a part 1 to 3 and then a part 1 to 2, so there's basically only 4 episodes left and that is so sad. But I also do have a lot of editing to catch up on, seeing we all have so much time on our hands now. But let's not wait anymore and jump straight into episode 18.
Okay guys, now let's brush up on some basics.
Oh.
Is that something I was meant to hear, Veronica?
And the basics, yes they're basics, but you use them to advance further. You always have to practice on halts and basic commands. That's just what we do in every lesson. I'm thankful that I had to do them every time because it made the horse listen to me and respond to my communications, because at the end of the day, horses don't understand English. What they understand is they understand, oh, whoa means I have to stop, and you know, they understand walk on means, oh, I'm going faster now. They don't actually understand walk on as, oh, we're walking now, and whoa as in, oh, we're halting. They understand that sound to stop and keep going and all this. So the basics is so to make sure your horse is listening to you.
Some of your halts are not as square as they should be. First thing?
Sit deep.
Yes. Next?
Heels down.
Good.
Well, your heels should be down anyway, so I wouldn't be like, right, and then all of a sudden, square halt, heels down. My heels would be down always for balance. Your heels should always be down, full stop. That shouldn't be a process of a square halt. They should already be down.
Do for you.
I'm an art student. I was wondering if I could sketch some of the horses at your stables.
You can sketch Prancer for sure.
Whoa, 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 Lisa, calm down. You don't get to make that choice about Prancer. Stevie and Carol can say, you can sketch my horse all you want. You don't get to make that choice about Prancer. She's not your property. Therefore, you don't get to just tell people you can sketch the horse. She's not legally yours, so if someone doesn't want their horse sketched, you can't say that. And I think I just skipped a little bit.
Oh, and Val.
Not so fast, girls. It'll have to be run past Drew.
That too. Like, even though Bella's on Pine Hollow's property and Bella's Stevie's horse, because Bella's on Pine Hollow's property, it does have to be run through the management first. So, yes.
Pretty cool. My parents say body piercings are vulgar.
And her hair was ridiculous. Well, I'd like to get to know her. I think.
But yeah, again, you want to get to know everyone. You want to get to know a caravan parked people. You want to know everybody. Get out of people's lives. Stop wanting to know every single person.
Are you heavily into astrology?
I think that when someone is born, it affects their whole life.
Duh.
My name is Veronica. You don't need to know my star sign. I have a question for you. Are you here to sketch horses or to give us the 3rd degree?
I'm with Veronica on that. If someone came out and asked me what star sign I was, blah, 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 I'd be thinking the same thing. You know, you're not here to personally know us. Like, asking questions about our horses and how we ride and all this will help you as an artist. I have no doubt about that. If someone came out and asked a 13-year-old girl, what star sign are you? You would get a little bit of a red flag waving. You'd smell dead right. So I'm completely on Veronica on this side. I wouldn't trust someone who came out like this.
And yes, I am here to sketch the horses, but I can learn a lot about a horse by talking to its rider. I can see where Garnet gets its spirit from.
She said it's, even she's confused herself.
What are you working on there, Melanie?
It's my project for school. We're supposed to illustrate our family tree. That's my mum, and that's my dad.
Just because you couldn't point out that there's mum and dad above the pictures as well, which we just saw.
Wow.
You take it for a ride anytime you like, Red.
It's pretty powerful.
Philip's 54.
I don't think Red can take it for a ride anytime he likes. You know, this may be early 2001, but there were still motorbike licenses, and even on private property it was still quite dangerous to ride them without licenses. So I wouldn't be making a promise you can't keep.
On Garnet, I just don't trust that girl at all.
Veronica, look at this.
There is hundreds of students at this Pine Hollow riding school. Hundreds. But yet, 5 names are on the list. She could have at least made it believable and just add other people's names, so it doesn't make it feel like you're just cornering these 5 girls. Just add other people's names, just to make it a little more believable that there are other people at this riding school.
All that details on it. Did she show it to you? We had a look while she was flirting with Red and Scooter.
Sounds to me like you're snooping.
But that somehow makes what she's done okay, you know, because you snooped. What Chelsea did was okay. She has a right to jot down our personal details. Or because you snooped as well, so you'll know better. I'd still be being freaked out by this, and if someone brought that information to me, I'd be like, thank God, someone is trying to steal my identity. That's what's coming across right now. Veronica and Christy had every right to tell them that, and the fact that they're just, oh, until she shows it to us, we're just gonna pretend it didn't happen. I would be pretty freaked out, and I'd be wanting to go to Drew and reporting this to the police. Someone is trying to steal my identity somehow, or grab my identity and use it against me. That's what it looks like.
Why'd you go through her private stuff?
You know what's really pathetic about the Saddle Club? You're naive. You can't see what's happening right under your noses. Which is, try to make sense this time.
Even I can make sense of it. Can you not see that this doesn't look suspicious in any way?
Chelsea is up to something. Like what?
Well, I think she could be on the run.
From the police.
I wouldn't be thinking a run from the police. I'd be thinking more like identity theft or something along those lines of, you know, when you try to get someone's personal information and use it against them. You know, I don't think it's the word I'm thinking of right now, but that's what I would be using it as.
Veronica? Go easy on the sugar drinks.
I'm with Veronica on this one. Like, cause does no one else see what I see? Veronica and Christy are absolutely right in this situation. They've been standing there for maybe at least 10 seconds, and he's only just noticed them. He didn't hear them come up the stairs. He didn't hear them have their presence. You've only just now noticed them. Really? Even though you would have heard them come up the stairs, like they're wooden stairs and you're on boots, you would have heard them somehow, and you've only just now noticed them.
I want a separation from Lisa.
You better start from the beginning.
Well, it was all a misunderstanding about the accident.
It was an accident.
Well, Lisa wet her pants.
You're not saying it right.
He's thinking this has all happened like 2 minutes ago. He's so confused.
I was a baby, and you're acting like a baby now.
Whoa there, hey. I'm very confused. Now I want you, one at a time preferably.
Preferably Melanie, not Ashley.
Drew, do you think you could give me a hand down there? I'm trying to find...
Hi.
Chelsea, what are you doing?
Because that's not going into your brain like Veronica said about 10 minutes ago about how she's snooping and more interested in you than the horses. It's still not going to register through your brain what's going on.
I'm just trying to find out as much as I can about the horses.
I think that's the next draw down.
That makes sense when I'm just reading about students.
Chelsea, Veronica's trying to make trouble for you. Stevie and Lisa and I would like to help.
Well, stop helping. Like, for God's sake. Some people just like to do things on their own. Get out of people's lives.
No. Pedigrees and bloodlines are what make you who you are. I mean, look at Garnet now. You can just tell that she's an aristocrat.
She's a she. Oh my God. We've got her cornered. I bought backup, bitch.
Perfect.
We need to know the truth.
You don't.
I just know the month and the year of her birth.
So that's why you wanted to know what star sign we are. But don't you know anything?
You know, she could have found a way to ask that question a lot more better than she did. You know, she asked the name before they could finish saying what their name was. You asked what star sign she was. That didn't lead on anything suspicious in any way. You could have found a way to ask that question a lot more better.
Anything else at all?
This came in the letter.
You're zooming in. It's clearly a necklace, sweetheart. Can you not see? She's wearing a necklace. Do you have to put your glasses on? Jesus.
Have you ever seen anyone who wears something like this?
If they do, they're very observant.
Christy?
I find it funny how Christy just brought out the whole jug of lemonade. She didn't even want to pour herself a glass and just leave it in the fridge. She thought she was going to have the whole jug of lemonade. Thirsty girl.
You sometimes wear a pendant of a broken heart.
This one?
Yeah.
I'm a very observant person. There are things in the Saddle Club that I watch and I can pick out from different episodes, from different scenes. This is the first time Christy has worn that necklace. So I don't know what they're talking about, how she sometimes wears the necklace. She never wears it. This is the first time.
She found out the family had money, so now she's trying to con you.
So you don't think we are related?
Well,
I would be on Veronica's side of this story. If someone was hiding for the whole day, and then all of a sudden brought out this story, I'd be thinking the exact same thing. Would be suspicious myself. And I just find it funny, I should have pointed this out earlier, but they had a lesson earlier this morning, we saw, when Chelsea arrived, and then Veronica went on another ride. Like, it hasn't even been 2 days. They've been at the stables this whole time. Like, go home. Do you not have lives outside of Pine Hollow? Veronica's gone on 2 rides today. She's had her lesson, then she had a free ride. Like, what are you guys doing all day? Get lives.
that'll just encourage her.
But the Saddle Club know I wear these.
It's time I had a firm word with the Saddle Club.
She's about to go on a 3rd ride.
See what she's doing? She's turning you into her little helpers. Do you have any proof? She lied to us right from the moment she arrived.
That's all the proof I need, and I would be with Veronica on this side. If someone just rocked up out of the blue and asked me what star sign I was, and all of a sudden I'm after a sister, I would be pretty suspicious myself that this person was a con.
Christy is my friend, and Chelsea is just a drifter looking for easy money. So you 3 can back off.
I'm with Veronica on this one. I see that as Chelsea just being a con wanting money. By the way, the storyline is paired up. I'm not siding with the Saddle Club on this one. I'm 100% with Veronica.
There's room enough for both you and Chelsea. They're family, Veronica. Don't stand in their way.
I would want to see the proof of this family. Blood tests, fingerprint tests, anything to prove that we are family. Basically, I would want to see proof before I called someone a sister. That's a pretty big claim for someone. Like Veronica said, she's rich. The whole town know that they're rich. Someone might want to grab some money out of it, so...
To get money out of me? You think I'm making the whole thing up?
Well, you're being a little aggressive. Look at the way you're holding me. You are. If someone did that to me, I'd be thinking something's up as well. You're holding me quite aggressively. You're holding me against my will.
You don't think that I'm your sister? You think I'm scamming you? It's possible. I've travelled all this way to be accused of being a crook. I'm my own sister.
Well, the way you introduced yourself kind of gave you that reputation yourself.
And Christy rode after her.
Don't panic, Veronica. We'll find them. Come on.
Your poor horses are probably so tired from all the working out you're giving them. Like, okay, let's just say you had a morning lesson. Today, right now, it'd have to be at least 4 o'clock. Let your horses have a break.
Trying to ignore me? Looks like it. Families are tough.
How come we don't need to hear about Ashley's sister anymore? You know, the one that was barely double digits last time we heard. Can't we at least have her come into the storyline for some sympathetic for Melanie?
We've checked all the trails.
How? It would be pitch black. I don't believe you.
Let's head down towards the culvert.
And if Christy rode off on her motorbike, what makes you think she's on Pine Hollow's property? You don't think she would be not on Pine Hollow's property and probably on the road? I mean, I'm just using logic sense here. I don't think if someone wanted to run away, they would run away on the Pine Hollow property.
Nothing we couldn't handle.
And Drew phoned my mum from the hospital. And she's flying in to see me.
All this has happened in one day, and it's still light outside. This is the long... You can just... Well, that means it should be summer, because in summer the days are longer. But their clothing suggests it's winter, so it would be dark at 4 o'clock. This episode isn't really following continuity rules.
Really? Just kidding, sis.
Another episode done and dusted. If you did like this episode, please give it a big thumbs up, and also please do subscribe for more, and please do sign the petition that I have linked in the description box. I am trying to get the unreleased music from season 2 and season 3 released, or at least bring it to someone's attention to show how much we still miss the Saddle Club. So if you'd like to join and sign the petition, that would be great, and also bring it to someone's attention who might know someone who could release this unreleased music. We'll see you next time in the next episode. Bye guys.